Alright guys, in this video I'm going to be covering another brand that was able to do pretty much over $64 million in a 12-month period, and I'm going to be going through the entire funnel from how much traffic they're generating for the brand, go through the geography, go through the traffic sources. I'll also go through the ads that they're running in order to generate the revenue, and alongside that I'll also go through the website, how they're optimizing for conversions, alongside being able to market via email marketing in order to bring their existing customers back to the website and purchasing again. So make sure you watch the video to the end. You'll get a ton of value and you'll be able to understand how you can go ahead and implement this for your brand. But if you're a brand owner and you're already scaling, you're already doing some revenue already, or maybe you are having problems with scaling with ads or any form of marketing, then you can go ahead and book a call below where you can potentially work with me one-on-one, and I provide guidance, consulting on all different aspects of the business, whether that's the creative, ads, email marketing as well, and organic, so that you can actually scale your revenue and actually learn the skills that's required for you to become a very professional business owner, right? So you can go ahead and DM me on Instagram. Again, the links are in the description, but we're just going to get straight into it, right? So this brand called Gojana, they are a jewelry brand, right? And they were able to generate $64 million in a 12-month period, right? Which is nothing to scoff at. Most brands are nowhere near close to that level. And they have been a very successful jewelry brand for the past couple of years. They have been able to scale quite well, and they know exactly what they're doing when it comes to actually building a brand that actually outcompetes the competition, which is ultimately what we want as brand owners, right? So basically, we're going to go into more detail about how they're doing that. So you can see here, one of the things that they're doing is they're driving a lot of traffic to the website. To be exact, they're driving around 750,000 monthly visitors on average. And this is in just the last couple of months. You can see for June, it was 750,000. July, roughly the same as well, 720,000. And then for August, now they're going ahead and increasing the amount of traffic they bring to the website. And it's almost close to pretty much 1,000, right? Or 1 million monthly visitors, right? It's going up quite a bit to like 800, 850. So they know exactly what they're doing when it comes to driving traffic and the purpose of them doing so. And in order to generate the amount of revenues they're generating, 64 million, right? They are generating almost at least $4 million per month. So that's why they're driving this amount of traffic, because they understand how to convert this amount of traffic and how much the sales are correlating to, right? So you definitely need to take that into account. Maybe you're doing roughly around maybe 30,000 monthly visitors, 20,000, 10,000, but you should be generating at least 50,000 from that, right? So I'm going to go into more detail about the conversion rate and how to optimize the website and how to actually bring targeted traffic, which is what this brand is doing. But you can see here, 45% bounce rate. So that's almost half of the amount of people who come to the website are only seeing the first page and not much after that. So after the first page, they go ahead and leave the website. So you ideally want this to be as low as possible, ideally 30 to 20% in an ideal situation, and realistically 25% to 30%. But it's not the end of the world, right? You can still have a high bounce rate and still be able to bring people back to the website. But it does indicate how effective your website is at keeping people on the site, because what happens is that these consumers or potential customers are coming to the website, and if they are having problems, for example, the page load speed may be too slow, then they'll just go ahead and leave, right? Depending on what platform they're coming from. Or maybe the page that they're on is not engaging enough. Maybe it's not linking them to other pages on the website. So that all contributes to them having or leaving after the first page, i.e. having given the website a high bounce rate. So it's definitely something worth investigating. Alongside the pages per visitor, we can see on average it's around 3.36. So on average, people are visiting 3 pages or so, which means that a lot of people are visiting more than 5 pages, 6 pages, and you have some people visiting just 1 page. So this averages out to be 3.3. But this is still a good number, because on average, it means that people are seeing multiple pages, they're going ahead and looking around on the website, and that means that they are having an understanding of what the brand has to offer, which is what we want, right? That's what you want as a brand owner. You want people to go ahead and actually browse your website and actually look at your products and enter the consideration phase, because at that point, what will happen is they'll go ahead and see, okay, this brand has products that I can potentially use, and as a result, that's going to increase the likelihood that I'm going to purchase. So that's why you want to be focusing on making sure that you are allowing people to visit multiple pages and they have a lot of content on there so they can go ahead and be able to consume that content so that they can make an informed decision. So I'll show that later on the website analysis, but that's something that you want to take into account. And then the website visit duration on average is around 1 minute 46. This is still a good number because people are still spending time on the website. If it was like less than 1 minute, then that would obviously be a problem because it means that less people are going ahead and spending time on the website and they're leaving straight away. So at that point, if it's less than 1 minute, they don't have an opportunity to go ahead and understand what the brand is promoting, what the product details are, etc. And so they just leave. So the higher this number is, the better. It will mean that they are generally interested in the products and trying to find out more about it. So you definitely want to keep this as high as possible. In terms of geography, we can see here, United States is 92%, which indicates that they are primarily just targeting the United States. So this could be a reason why you may have never heard of the brand before, because they have not been actively marketing in other countries. But they are primarily focused on the United States. They are US based, and that suits them in order to go ahead and scale and be profitable. And they have good logistics as well because their warehouses are in the United States. They can ship very easily to their customers. And so as a result, they're going to be able to scale because they have an efficient system where they produce the orders and then they ship it out. It only takes a couple of days to arrive to the customer. And if there's any returns, then it can actively be sent back as well very quickly. So it becomes a very efficient process that can actually be scaled up. Because if you start to enter new markets, for example, if they were to enter the UK market and they're trying to ship from the United States, then that can be an issue, right? The shipping costs will be high. They may not have warehouses in the United Kingdom, and so that will cause inefficiencies that will make it very difficult to scale up. And so it wouldn't make much sense for them to go ahead and try and target United Kingdom, and it may end up being unprofitable when they do that. So you definitely, obviously, they have the idea that, okay, they're going to scale in one particular country, and then at a certain point, they can go ahead and expand to other regions as well. So that's the approach you want to take as well. If you're in the United States, you can just stick to the United States and try and go ahead and scale in that market because you have good logistics, good understanding of the customer target market in that area, and you can take that to your advantage, right? And in terms of the traffic sources, they go ahead and get their traffic from search, direct primarily. Direct usually consists of people who go to the website from their browser. They basically just type in the URL and it just goes straight there. I.e., they just type in gorjana.com. They go straight to the website from the search browser. And then search is basically organic search. It includes people who go straight to Google search, for example, or Bing, and they just type in the brand name and they come across the listing that's on the search engine, right? So that's 34%. And then we have referrals, people who come from third-party websites, which are indirectly or directly promoting the brand. And that can also be very good. For example, Gorjana are clearly doing PR campaigns with other entities, other companies, PR firms, etc., which allows them to generate traffic from them as well. You may also get some publications also promoting Gorjana. For example, Vogue or Cosmopolitan. They may be promoting Gorjana in their articles, and then they link the website in the article, and then traffic will go from the article to the website directly. And then we have social, 2.71%, and this is low because it's on desktop. Now, as I mentioned in my other videos, social traffic will most likely be a lot higher on mobile because the majority of people on social use their mobile. For example, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, so on. They'll use their mobile to interact with those platforms. So on mobile, this can be expected to be a lot higher, upwards of 30 to 40%. So that's worth taking into account. And remember, mobile usually consists of 80% of the total traffic that comes to the website. So this is desktop data. So this would be around 20% of the total traffic that's coming to the website. So this is why I show this as reference point, but this is only 20% of the total traffic. So I was not able to get mobile data, but as I mentioned, social data can be expected to be one of the highest alongside direct and search. So that's something that you should take into account. Now that we covered all of those things, now you have a good understanding of how they're able to generate the traffic, who they're targeting, and what sources they're using in order to generate the 64 million. And now I'm going to go into more detail about the marketing itself, because that's very important and something that I help brands out with, because a lot of the time brands don't know where to start with that. They may be running ads already and they don't know what they're doing, or there's some inefficiencies there that's limiting their ability to scale, or maybe they're not promoting the right products and they need guidance on what they need to be doing. Because the thing is, they may be working with an agency, and agencies can help to an extent, but at the end of the day, you're not learning from what they're doing, because the agency, they're working with multiple people or multiple brands, for example, but they're not able to go ahead and hyper focus on yours for whatever reason. And then it's commoditized as well. So the agencies, they all pretty much do the same thing. So there's no innovation that's occurring. So it's just worth taking that into account. But like I said, what Gorjana are doing, they're doing stuff. They're promoting their brand out there. As you can see, I have an example of the ads that they're running. They're in total running around 110 active ads. So these are just ads that are currently active in their ads account. They were running a lot more than that. So you can see here that they're still running a fuck ton of ads, and that's what's contributing them to be able to generate a lot of revenue, a lot of people into the brand, that who they can go ahead and retarget and be able to nurture in the back end as well. So you can see here they have here's some examples of ads. We have one here where they are promoting the fine jewelry. They say daily diamonds and solid gold, fine jewelry you love, designed to fit every style and occasion. So you can see here that they are going ahead and showing the target customer. They're showing younger women, right, who want to look elegant and they want to have the status of wearing fine jewelry. So that's who they're trying to appeal to. You can see very clearly in the messaging. And that's what's going to attract a lot of attention. That's what's going to get them to bring people to the website, because they're speaking directly to the target customer and they are presenting their products in the best way, where they've included the brand name and logo in the creative for brand awareness purposes, so that people understand what this brand is. And this will work very well when they're trying to target people who have never heard of the brand before, right? So that's what they've done there. And then you have another ad here with a different variation. They still have the logo and the headline here, Forever Fine Jewelry, because that's part of their value proposition. And in this case, they are promoting different products. They don't have a model involved. So people will react differently to this ad compared to this one here. And not everyone will resonate with this ad, and vice versa. Not everyone will resonate with this ad. So they've gone ahead and they've done what we call diversifying their creative, which is basically going ahead and testing different ads, different images, so that they can go ahead and see what resonates with the target market. Because there's a concept called creative market fit, where people will go ahead and resonate with different creatives, right? Not all creatives are made equal, which is why we do split testing in the first place, to see exactly what the target market actually wants to see when it comes to top of funnel advertising, right? Or people or seeing ads. So they obviously, Gorjana have a very good understanding of that, and that's what they've gone ahead and tested multiple ads. Again, they're running 110 ads, right? That's a fuck ton of ads. You can't really go ahead and understand exactly how many ads there is. That is a lot of ads that is being run at one time. So they're going ahead and they're understanding, or they leveraging the algorithm to go ahead and showcase their ads to the target market, and they'll collect data from that, and they'll be able to, the team at Gorjana will be able to decipher, okay, which ads are working best, which ads are best performing, and how can we go ahead and iterate from that, right? And you can see again, they're using different models, we're in different products. And that's what they're doing, right? It's very simple as that, right? You want to go ahead and test these different ads. Again, it depends on what your brand is. If you're a fashion brand, then you can go ahead and have different models within the products and test different styles of content as well, like videos. If you're a beauty brand, you can do the same thing as well. You can test UGC content with product focused content, maybe with the beauty products compared to an actual person wearing the products in their living room. So there's different things you can test. But the idea here is you need to be testing that, because if you're not doing that, then you're not collecting vital information which can be utilized for future tests, which will actually be the difference between your brand actually growing and it being sort of plateauing, right? So again, it's something that you have to go ahead and do. And again, I help brands out with this. So if you need help with that, then you can go ahead and book a call below. But definitely something you need to take into account, because like I said, your top competitors are doing this. They are going ahead and running ads. They are going ahead and testing different ads in the target market, and they're able to collect data based on that and leverage it very efficiently, right? So you definitely need to do that. If you want to get to 100K plus quite comfortably with high profit margins, then you need to have an understanding of what is resonating with your target market, what is going ahead and actually going to get them to buy en masse the creatives, what's going to attract them into the business, into the brand, and then from that point on, go ahead and purchase, right? So you definitely need to take that into account. And then once this traffic enters the homepage, you can see here that they are greeted with email pop-up. So this is also very important, because a lot of the time, or pretty much 95% of the time, above that, a lot of the people who come to the website will not buy the first time. So you ultimately want to go ahead and collect their information. And the reason for that is because they may leave the website, but a good portion of that people who do will now have provided their information to the brand so they can be contacted at a later point, which is going to be very vital, because that will enable the brand to go ahead and maximize their profitability. So you can see here they've gone ahead and offered free shipping on your first order, which is quite valuable for a lot of people, because a lot of the time people don't want to pay for free shipping. So they've gone ahead and provided an offer here, which I assume is converting well. But you can also offer 10% off, 15% off, or the like, so that you can incentivize people to go ahead and give their email, and also incentivize them to go ahead and purchase on their first order. So all of that combines together and will lead to a lot of people giving their email address. And remember, they bring in fucking 750,000 people per month to their website, like I mentioned, right? So that's a fuck ton of people who will see this, and a good portion of these people are converting, right? So you can imagine, if you are bringing that amount of people to the website, and let's say you get around a 5% conversion rate with the pop-up, that means around 77,000 people are going ahead and opting into the emails. So that's a fuck ton of emails that this brand is collecting in order to go ahead and remarket to them in the back end. And remember, back end marketing is essentially free. So they're able to generate free revenue from this, basically, which is why it's very important that you're doing this. If you're not doing this, then this is one of the reasons why you're not able to scale, why you're not able to go ahead and acquire new customers in a very cost-efficient way. And that will lead to pretty much the stagnation of the brand, or just you not growing while your competitors are growing, and basically leaving you in a sort of a state of anxiety or uncertainty. So that's what they're doing, and it's very powerful, right? You may just see a pop-up here, right, and you think it's nothing, but this is a game changer for them, considering how much traffic they're bringing to the website. And then once people opt in, they will be shown the homepage. You can see here they are going straight to promoting the full collection they have, and they have a model wearing the product in a very flattering way, and you can see it is pretty much the target customer. Again, a young woman who wants to look elegant and has that vibe to them, right? So they are attracting that target market. Very important that you do that as well. And again, very flattering picture. It will attract a lot of attention and entice people to go ahead and search more on the website. They say 4 favorites are most loved styles for the season ahead. And it says shop now. So they give a call to action for people to go ahead and click to the collection page, which is ultimately what you want. And alongside that, people can go ahead and scroll down if they weren't interested in this in the first place. They'll scroll down and they'll see the option to go ahead and view more collections. For example, they can go ahead and click on this to go ahead and view the necklaces or earrings, bracelets, rings, right? So they have the opportunity to go ahead and see other collections, which is going to help them stay on the website for longer and explore more what the brand has to offer. So that's kind of the layout you want to go ahead and follow, because at the end of the day, you want to keep people on your website. You want people to explore the products that you have to offer. So this is going to be very helpful for that to happen. Then they promote another hero image or another collection. In this case, they're promoting the charms. They have another flattering image just showcasing what this is about. Then they have bestsellers. They are promoting the bestsellers. Very important that that's done on the homepage as well, because you want to go ahead and send people straight to the product page. And statistically speaking, they will be most interested in the bestsellers, your hero products. So it's very important that you do that. And then in this case, or in their situation, they have a store. So they're going ahead and promoting people to come visit the store, right? They showcasing the address, the opening hours, etc. So that can be very powerful as well. So that's what they've gone ahead and done. But what I've just covered, any brand can do this. 90% of brands don't do this effectively. And again, that's why I help brands out with, because if you're not doing this, then you're losing a fuck ton of revenue that you're not going to get back any other way. So again, if you need help with that, go ahead and DM me on Instagram or book a call. So once people go to the homepage and they go to the product page from the collection pages, from the links here, right, they'll be greeted with the product that they wanted to see. You can see here that this brand is promoting the Parker bracelet, one of their bracelets, and it's presented on a clear background, a gray background, which is, accentuates the product very well. They also have the option for people to go ahead and see multiple angles of the product, which is going to help with people understanding what the product is, what it looks like, and that's going to help with conversion rate, because people will not buy what they don't understand. So you need to be showcasing it in different ways so they have a full picture of what they're buying. Then they have the description, which is very powerful because you want to go ahead and sell the product via words as well for those who need to find out more information. They said here, inspired by a best-selling Parker necklace, this chain bracelet is a perfect addition to any bracelet stack, right? So they are associating it with their best-selling product, right? So that in itself will help to build social proof. And then they've gone ahead and said, wear yours with other chain bracelets or alongside diamond tennis bracelets. So they've indirectly tried to upsell or associate this product with other products. So they're trying to recommend other products to you via this sentence here, right? So it's very covert, but it's very powerful for you to understand, okay, I like this product. I may take up their suggestion of trying it with other chain bracelets. So I'm going to go ahead and to that collection and see other bracelets as well, which I may like. So that's very powerful. Then they have the options, gold plated, silver plated. They've got buy now, pay later with afterpay, shop pay, etc. details. And then they've got their product recommendations here as well. So they promote their chain bracelets and other bracelets as well. And that is very powerful because what's going to happen is they are going to be incentivized to go ahead and view these products because it's in close proximity, right? Induce proximity bias where they're more likely to take an action if it's in close proximity to them. And you can see it's very accessible for them to go ahead and click on here and view other products. So there's a chance they will do that and they'll go ahead and potentially add more items to their basket. And ultimately the goal here is to maximize the AOV that's being produced per order. And the best way to do that is to go ahead and suggest other products. And so if they add this product to their basket, the Parker bracelet, they may add the Zoe bracelet as well because they were presented to it, or they presented this product in the first place, right? If they were not presented this product or any product recommendations, they more than likely will not go ahead and add more items to their basket. So this is very important to have, and you want to make sure that you're using the right apps or using the right software in order to do that. They're going to help brands out with that. They have a sticky add to cart as well, so that people can go ahead and add to bag even when they're halfway down the page or at the bottom of the page. Then they've also got Instagrammable, so they've got like images of their models or content creators wearing the products or that specific product, or styled in a certain way, so that it can give inspiration to their target market on how to style it, what products they should buy with it as well, other necklaces or jewelry they should buy with this product. And given how their target market tends to be more exploratory, right? Women tend to be more exploratory when it comes to their purchasing behavior. They'll go ahead and see this and they'll say, okay, I want to explore other products as well. I may add more products to my cart because they were inspired by these photos, right? So that's the purpose of that, and it works very well, especially with their target demographic. And so that's the product page, and then people will go ahead and add to bag, and they'll go to the cart page. But the point here is that you need to have a very highly converting product page to begin with that actually showcases the product in the best way. The products need to be high quality, right, to begin with. Otherwise, people just won't buy. It needs to be differentiated. Otherwise, all of this will not work. It doesn't matter how clean your website is. It doesn't matter how many features you add to the website product page. If you don't have a good product, right, a product that's differentiated or that is in high demand, then it won't sell, regardless of what you do with the layout of the page. So you definitely need to. That is the most important thing by far. You need to have a very good product, right, that sells very well, and that is basically the bottom line. Because what I've just talked about in terms of the ads, the traffic they bring to the website, the strategies they're implementing, doesn't really mean anything. Doesn't mean jack shit if your product is a pile of trash, right? Nobody wants it, or it's just poor quality. Because one, they're not going to buy it to begin with because they understand, oh, there's better products on the market I can go ahead and buy. So there's no point in me going ahead and buying this product when I can just save my money and get another product from an established brand that's more trustworthy, that has a history of producing high quality products. And two, even if they do buy it, they're just going to return the item and never buy from you again. So you fucked up your AOV, or not your AOV, but your lifetime value, because you produce a poor quality product. You get bad reviews from it as well, which can damage the reputation of the brand. And you're just not going to be able to scale because your product is shit. You're going to be unprofitable, and it's just going to be a complete mess, right? So that's like the most important thing by far. And the product, again, it depends on the market research that you've done and just using that amount of data in order to position yourself in the market, okay? So again, if you need help with that, help out with that too. That's one of the most difficult things when it comes to building a brand, for sure, because you may be producing products which actually don't have a demand in the market, which is just a waste of your time, right? So that's the most important thing. And again, I help brands out with that because all I've mentioned will mean absolutely jack shit, absolutely nothing, unless they have a great product, which Gorjana do have. You can see they have very amazing products. And they market it in the right way as well, which is sort of like goes hand in hand with each other. And once people go ahead into the cart page, they'll go ahead and be able to check out. There's an option for them to gift wrap it as well. And that helps with the customer experience. And then they go ahead and proceed to check out. So that's what they've done on the cart page. Again, they could have had the ability to go ahead and add more items to their cart. Maybe they could have had product recommendations here in this gap. But in this occasion, they haven't done that. That's something they could have done and may see uplift from that. And that's something I recommend that you do as well. You can go ahead and split test that and see if that works for your brand and see, exactly how well that goes. And then once they check out, they'll go and receive email marketing, right? So this is another important factor that a lot of brands overlook for whatever reason, maybe because they don't have the knowledge on it or they don't understand how to go ahead and execute it correctly, which is usually the situation or the case. In Gorjana's case, they got ahead and promoted their brand via email marketing as well. You can see here, they are showcasing their charm jewelry and they're saying how to wear it, right? So they have a model wearing the product, and in a very flattering way, they are using models which resonate with the target market, right? The ideal customer is wearing the product, which is very important. And then they basically go in and provide what they suggested, right? How to wear charm jewelry. So they go ahead and show you how to wear charm jewelry. So they say, 1, choose your chain. 2, choose your charm. And then 3, well, that's the main 2, right? So very simple, right? But here you can see they've covertly gone ahead and showcased their products. And they showcase it here, right? Customize your layer. But the whole goal here is that they're trying to, 1, educate the target customer about how to wear the product, right? Or how to pair it. But 2, they're also pre-selling their products as well, because you can see here, they are showcasing the product images. These are all products that they fucking sell, right? So that's what they've gone ahead and done. They showcase their products. Now people are going to be intrigued about this and go straight to the collection pages to view the charm jewelry, and they'll go ahead and start pairing it with their products, right? So very powerful form of marketing here, and something that you can go ahead and implement as well. For example, doing how-tos. You don't have to just sell your product outright all the time. Again, if you have a audience like email marketing, you definitely want to educate and go ahead and do that intermittently alongside promotional ads, for example, or promotional emails where you go ahead and showcase your products and say shop now, right? You want to educate them and go ahead and promote in different emails, right? Because if you just go ahead and just keep selling, what's going to happen? You're going to build up fatigue, right? And you become too predictable with your email list, right? And that will help sort of provide a negative impact on the open rates, the click-through rates, because now you become too predictable and you're kind of compromising the value that you're providing to them. But if you were to go ahead and do educational pieces like this in your emails, where you're actually educating them and you're more or less being unpredictable, but you're also providing value, that's going to help to keep your email list engaged. You're going to get them to understand your products better. And as a result, that's going to help with the conversion rates as well. So you definitely want to be doing that. And again, there's multiple different styles of emails Gorjana are using. This is just one example. But again, I help brands out with emails because that's usually where they fuck up, right? They go ahead and only make like 5% of their total revenue from emails when they could be making 30%. I've seen some brands, I have a friend, like she goes ahead and has a brand that's doing a couple of million, but she's doing like 50% of her revenue from emails, right? So you definitely need to go ahead and do that because you're losing out a ton of revenue and a lot of profit as well, because with email marketing, the cost is next to zero, right? It's not like with ads where you have to spend a lot of money to produce impressions. With emails, you can go ahead and email your list as much as you want, within reason, in a 30-day period, and you're only paying a monthly subscription. And again, you can also limit the amount you're paying based on how many of your people are engaging in your email list. So you can go ahead and suppress emails who are not engaging. So you're only sending out emails to people who are actually engaging, who are likely to go ahead and buy in the future, right? Or on the spot. So email is definitely one of the most powerful ways to go ahead and reach your target market and maximize your profits, right? And your ROI. SMS can also be very good, and it's something that you use in conjunction with emails. But email is going to be your breadwinner, especially if you're trying to go ahead and showcase your products in the best light as well. So it's definitely something you want to consider. But yeah, that's what they're doing from this perspective. And as you can see here, denoted here, they'll go straight to the product page. They'll go ahead and check out again. They add to basket to go to the checkout and purchase again. And they'll receive more emails. And then from that point onwards, they'll go ahead and go back to the product page and then buy it again and again. And that's the way Gorjana are going ahead and maximizing the lifetime value. And remember, if they are bringing fucking 750,000 monthly visitors, right, as I've shown here at the beginning, they are going to be collecting tens of thousands of emails, right? every single month who they'll be marketing via email marketing. And that's the secret. That's how they're able to scale, right? And that's what a lot of brands are not implementing. And to be honest, most brands are never going to implement this because for multiple different reasons, right? Which is why you only get to end up with the top brands making pretty much all of the money because they understand this, they're implementing this, and it creates many points of differentiation between them and their competitors. And it just creates the inability for their competitors to outcompete them or even get anywhere near close to 64 million in a 12-month period, right? You see most jewelry brands, they only do what, 10, 20, 30K a month, right? And even then, they're not profitable, right? They're low profit margins because they're not implementing these strategies correctly, or their products may not even be good enough as well, right? They're not able to differentiate themselves in the market. And so what they end up doing is they end up going ahead and just spinning their wheels. They're trying to bring the target market into the brand, but they're not going ahead and purchasing them from them, right? The conversion rates may be low, and their profitability may be low as well because that target customer understands that there's better products out there where they'll just go ahead back to their competitors, like Pandora, for example, right, which has a large reputation, very good branding, high quality products. They can sell for even a more affordable price, or they may sell it for a higher price, but they can command those prices because of the branding that's attached to it, right? So they're just not able to compete, and that's how those brands end up flopping at the end of the day, right? They just end up stagnating and able to scale much further, and they're just looking for ways to go ahead and try and pretty much find ways, but they can't because their fundamentals is very poor, right? So that's what you need to be wary of. Again, if you're just at that point where you're at 20, 30K a month and you don't know what to do, right, then again, employee work with me one-on-one. I'll see if you're a good fit, but this is a situation that you may be in. You may not be running the right ads, right? You may not even be running ads at all, right? Which is a problem because how do you expect to scale with organic? You can't really scale with organic. Organic is a long-term play, right? You should be doing organic marketing for sure because you want to be building a robust brand, an actual brand that has some brand value, that has a following, which you can go ahead and market to at any time. But if you're not going ahead and acquiring new customers in a very effective way, leveraging the algorithm of these platforms, machine learning capabilities, then you'll miss out on a ton of revenue, which you're not going to be able to get anywhere else, right? So that's something that you need to be implementing. You may not be doing that. You may not be targeting the right countries as well, or maybe doing it in the right way. Because if you were to target United States is very competitive, right? You can go ahead and do that. Very competitive, very expensive as well. So if you don't have a good product, if you don't have a good creative, and you're trying to run ads, then that's not going to work for you as well. If your product is not priced high enough, if the conversion rate, the website is not of high enough quality compared to your competitors, that's going to be a big issue because now you're not going to be profitable. Now you're going to be in a situation where you're running ads, people are not even clicking on your ads, and then when they get to the website, they're not converting. So you're only producing like 0.5, 0.2 ROAS, right? Because there's no creative market fit and there's no product market fit as well. So there's two different areas there, which is completely out of sync. It's not good enough. It's not up to scratch. And so that's why ads is not for everybody, right? I'm not going to sit here and tell you ads is for everyone. And I've seen it from firsthand. Most brands have no clue when it comes to running ads. And when they do run the ads, they're not using the right strategies anyway. And so they end up being unprofitable. And that's why how they end up being burnt or they end up, getting fucked over by maybe, for example, agencies or freelancers because they weren't being honest with them, right? They were saying, okay, your products is shit, right? Your creators are shit. And as a result, you're going to get shit results, right? But I'm here to tell you that all I can tell you is that Gorjana are doing a very good job with these ads because they have very world-class products, they have very world-class creatives, they have a great understanding of the target market, and they understand, they collected the data, they understand based on that data what decisions they should make in order to scale. So that's what they've done, right? And something that you should do too. So yeah, that's how they're able to do that, right? 35 or 64 million in a year. And again, I've been able to help brands out basically scale. For example, this brand, $385,000 in a 60-day period. And if you're watching to this far, I assume that you understand that you need to take action And so I highly recommend that you go ahead and book a call below now or DM me on Instagram, because what's the risk that you could take now? You could say, okay, I may give this a try because I've just shown you what the bigger brands are doing when it comes to marketing and how they're getting the fundamentals correct. And so you need that guidance. You need to go ahead and leverage your expertise in order to understand, okay, how can I scale my business further? Because I may not have, or you as a business owner may not have the knowledge or the insight that's required for you to go ahead and do that. Because if you don't have that, then you're actually being a bottleneck in your business, because you're supposed to be the one who's supposed to go ahead and get the right labor, get the right people into the business, right? In order to maximize its efficiency. But if you're not doing that, then obviously you're not going to get that outcome, right? So you need to be able to do that, and that's it, really. I mean, that's it. I mean, so I do recommend that you do that. We're going to call below or DM me on Instagram if you have any questions, right? I'm an open book, so I'm nothing to hide. So yeah, and also if you haven't seen my other videos, highly recommend that you watch that as well, because you'll gain a ton of value. You understand, exactly what you need to be doing for your brand. And again, there's different strategies that can be implemented. For example, one of the previous videos I've done is basically where you can do a brand drop, where you go ahead and you promote your product or you promote your brand while your store is closed, and you'll be able to collect customer data, right, or website visitor data, and then go ahead and market to them before you go ahead and release your collection of your products. And that can generate a good amount of revenue as well. I've gone ahead and done other videos where, alongside with ads, you go ahead and try and do organic marketing for. So for those who have limited budgets, you can still do organic marketing, but you won't get the same results that you would with ads. So the way to do organic marketing, I talk about how to go ahead and leverage all different platforms, and how you need to understand that you need to post some high quality and high quantity at the same time, right? And there's systems that you can go ahead and implement for that too. And that's something that you should watch as well. You should ideally be watching 7 hours of worth of my content, because this is your business, right? You definitely need to go ahead and have an understanding of what you need to be doing in order to grow, because that's what you're running the business for. You're not running a non-profit organization. You're running a business where you want to make profit, right? So I've basically gone through how these other brands are making these profits, how how they're using the marketing fundamentals in order to do that, and this is as close as you're going to get, right? So highly recommend you watch those videos. Again, ideally 7 hours worth of the content you should be watching, and you gain a good understanding of what they're doing, and gain a good understanding of how I can help you in order to take your brand to the next level. So you can go ahead and watch the next video on the screen, and I'll see you there.